if they would play for something more, I would say Spartak as well. But just because it's a game with no big target, they will be, let's say, equal, so even. And
okay, a draw then, penalties. Is that what we're going to get tomorrow?
Who knows? I think tomorrow, I think what you'll get is a good game of football with both teams. I would think trying to win the game. Yeah.
Brilliant. Enjoy, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure having you here, not just for today, but for the whole tournament. And thank you so much for giving your time as well and sharing with us all your stories from the academy. Roma and Rangers are very well represented. Right, you chill out, enjoy the game. I'll hand you to the commentary team of Chris Makin and Mark Tompkins.
Yes, in just 24 hours' time, AS Roma and Rangers will take to the field to see who will be crowned Kass International Cup champions 2019. But now it's the small matter of who's going to finish in 5th and 6th place. Earlier today, Altenordu beat Etoile to finish in 7th, while the Tunisians had to be settled for 8th place. Real Madrid have made 5 changes to their starting lineup for the last match. The losing quarter-finalists, of course, Carlos, Rafa, Romero, Mario and Lancho have all come into the starting lineup. Stephanie Frappard from France is our referee. Manuela Nicolosi and Michelle O'Neill from France and Ireland, respectively, are the assistants. And Rihan Ok from DPR Korea is the 4th official. Looks like we're changing the change of ends. So the breeze just swirling around here. This is the slightly more open pitch of the two. Spartak again have gone for multiple changes. Bekeshevich Vyacheslav making 8 changes to his starting lineup today. The only survivors from their last match are Толстопятов, the centre-back, Rabbadanov, and the goalkeeper, Borishkin. So it should be a good match, this. The sides met in their first group game. Manuel Fernandez smiling now, but the last 2 matches have been extremely frustrating for the Real Madrid coach against Kashiwa and Suwon Samsung before that. Bekeshevich Vyacheslav is the Spartak Moscow coach. Real Madrid came past Etoile 3-0 in the battle of the losing quarter-finalists, while Spartak had to come from behind against Altenordu. 2 goals from Golятов, who is currently the leader in the Golden Boot standings with 5 goals. And we're underway. It's Real Madrid in their chain strip of black that they've already worn a couple of times in this competition that have kicked off. And they will kick from right to left in the first half. Spartak have impressed us with their exciting play, particularly Mutaliev, who comes back into the starting lineup. But it's back to a full-strength side. In fact, the outfield 10 is exactly the same that took on Real Madrid in that opening game when they were beaten 3-2. The only difference is the goalkeeper, Borishkin. It was Pchельnikov that was in on that occasion. And the Russians will be desperately keen to finish in 5th place, as will Real Madrid. So this should be an interesting matchup. Chris Makin's not quite as fit as he used to be, a little out of breath having raced up to the commentary box, but
tell you what, Mark,
should be an interesting one, this.
Yes, it's we played each other earlier in the tournament.
Do you need a minute?
I do, yeah. I need a breather, I believe. So, what score's that game? Was it 3-2 to
3-2.
Yeah, to Real Madrid. So
Yep.
Spartak can get something out of this tournament still. We'll be looking forward to this match, I should think, trying to get their own back, their revenge. And don't forget, in that game, that Mutaliev, number 10, tracking back for Spartak Moscow, burst onto the the scene, so to speak. It was wonderful in that match.
Yeah, I know Nick Summerby's developed a bit of a man crush on him, if
Yes.
that's the right word. But I know he keeps asking if he's got an agent. I'm not too sure whether he's trying to diversify slightly. Anyway, clearly a good talent, Mutaliev. We saw in that first game how he liked to get wide. Hopefully he'll have a chance today. He was certainly stifled in the AS Roma quarter-final by Tomasini. In the end, he went off as was substituted, which was testament to the way that Roma handled him in that quarter-final.
Talk about talents. What about Peter, who played in the last game, more or less set up 2 goals and was involved in the 3rd one as well. He's just got the bandage. He's playing on the right-hand side for Real Madrid.
Yeah, Peter was excellent. Oh, lovely skills to get away from Gенchu.
Sound any better, could we, that build up for Peter?
Absolutely. Normally we send them the opposite way, don't they? Normally they fall over and put the ball out of play for a throw.
That was a wonderful turn. Here he is again.
He completely fooled us actually when he was awarded the MVP in the last match, because he whipped his bandage off and we thought Victor had been awarded the MVP, who's got a very similar hairstyle at the back for Real Madrid, though Victor is a little bit taller, to be fair.
And they're dominating the play, aren't they, in these opening 3 minutes, Real Madrid. Switching the ball side to side, being patient, waiting for that gap to open up in the Spartak Moscow defence.
It's the first game we've not seen Andrew Gudjonsson up front. He'd started all the previous matches, but left on the bench today by Manuel Fernandez. Was Lorenzo on the chase down that far side. Wonderful sight. Doha by night. Fantastic build in the torch, built for the Asian Games, of course. The top lit up with the Asian Games flame. The swimming pool on the 16th floor, which juts out. It's quite a bit of a head for heights if you want to go for swimming up there.
I went to it last year, stayed there the night before the EMEA Cup final, just to miss the crowds and a little dip in the afternoon. And you're right, it's was it 16 floors up, yeah?
I think it's the 16th floor, yeah, but it's fantastic views of the Khalifa Stadium from on that deck. I went up there last year after the welcome meeting. And
it's incredible surroundings here at Aspire, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I've been fortunate enough to be staying out here with the teams, say, split between the 2 hotels and going for a walk around Aspire Park every morning. And 7:30 in the morning, it's packed with people getting their exercise in before work. If you take a stroll about 11 o'clock, the whole place is deserted. It's totally bizarre. The other day was National Sport Day, where it was packed all day, but yeah, you don't see a soul if you go around 10:30, 11 o'clock. But first thing in the morning, everybody getting their exercise in before work.
A little bird told me you managed to get on that second lap today, so I'm expecting the count to be up today. What we up to?
Up to nearly 18,000, I think.
Is that the record for this tournament?
Well, yeah.
Is it?
Well, it should have been yesterday.
Was that 13 the other day?
Well,
was early in the tournament.
I did it twice yesterday. I was expecting to get over 20,000 yesterday, but my watch stopped counting the steps.
Oh, no.
I think it had enough. It gave up the ghost after 12,000, so...
But,
no, it's great. It's such nice surroundings, and it's... When you know you've got a couple of games, it's nice just to relax and have a walk, listen to some music, and just prepare yourself.
There's Nonish McWhirter when you need him.
Absolutely. Here's Peter.
Oh, he's done it
Lovely
again.
Ball through. Carlos playing in a more advanced role for Real Madrid, but he can't find the finish. Well, he scored in that opening game, Carlos, when he was playing at fullback. He's been pushed forward today into a more advanced role, and that's a glorious opportunity for Real Madrid.
Yeah, but what a pelt, Peter. Again, he's at it again. Those little slide balls cutting through the Spartak Moscow defence. They had 2 of those in the previous game when they beat, was it Etoile? And he's doing it again here today.
It came through that game against Spartak Moscow 3-2 Real Madrid. They were 3 up at half-time.
Peter's just, the last couple of games, he's got that confidence now, and every time he gets on the ball, he's looking for the killer pass, and I'll tell you what, he's delivering as well.
He's formerly with Getafe. Their loss is Real Madrid's gain. Here's Kожedub. Now Frolov. Lancho. Frolov was sent off a little earlier on in the tournament, the centre-back for Spartak. Gentoo.
Looking forward to seeing the movement of the captain tonight for Spartak Moscow, Golятов. Top goal scorer in the tournament, 5 goals. And really does come alive in the opposition penalty box.
Good ball over the top once again. Romero tried to pull it back to Carlos. Kожedub. Nice turn from Grigoriev. Gенчу. Stab forward looking for Mutaliev, but Victor will comfortably get there first.
Trying to press out the pitch there, Spartak Moscow, but Real Madrid get out of it.
Yeah, they struggled in their last, or before the Etoile game, they struggled in their final group game against Suwon Samsung. That late penalty from Pau, which was changed from a free kick after VAR, got them a point, which put them through with 4 points. They were the first team to qualify for the quarter-finals, but Kashiwa just did a number on them. 2 goals in the first half, just caught Madrid cold and just soaked up everything they threw at them in the second half.
The second one was impressive by Kashiwa, where he really pressed Real Madrid in the middle third, won the ball, and then just cut through them, ended up with a cross going into the box and a fine finish. And then after that, they just found it so hard to break down, didn't they, Real Madrid, that defensive Kashiwa.
Very well organised. Rangers, of course, found the way to unlock them, though. Put 5 past them yesterday in the semi-finals.
Incredible performance. Incredible performance. I don't think anybody would have predicted that scoreline before the game. 5 goals against Kashiwa. No chance. But they did it.
Such a difficult final to call as well tomorrow. AS Roma have impressed us throughout. Obviously, Aspire Academy battle back yesterday.
I think for the first time since we've been here, I think this is the 7th edition I've covered. You're on your 6th, Mark.
Yep.
For the first time, I'm not saying I've not looked forward to the previous finals, but this seems to have a real open feeling about it. And it's like you said, this is a difficult one to call, but I'm sure we're going to get an amazing final tomorrow. It has that feeling about it, purely because of the styles of the 2 teams. So attack-minded.
Half cleared to Adrian. Lorenzo. Good ball in. Carlos. Falling backwards, didn't get the right power in the shot, but he's had Real Madrid's best 2 chances so far.
Yeah, just couldn't pull off the old Tom Barry, could he? Just goes to show you how difficult that goal was by Tom Barry last night. The way he executed it was spot on, absolutely perfect.
Such a difficult skill, that volley on the turn with pace. Good challenge by Rafa, just stopping Kожedub in his tracks. Hromin. Frolov. A long way from goal, straight into the arms of Marcos.
Well done.
Five new teams in the competition this season, obviously taking Rangers out of the question because they're into the final. What have you made of the other 4 teams? Spartak Moscow, Etoile.
Loved it.
Altenordu and Suwon Samsung.
Yeah, fabulous. I've really enjoyed it. It had a fresh look about it. Really enjoyed the competition right from day one. They all bring different aspects to the football pitch, don't they? It's all these different styles, and we love covering it, don't we? We love seeing the boys out there gaining the experience of playing against different tactics and styles. That's what it's all about, this competition.
Slipped down the line by Alberto. Mario. Alberto once again.
I thought he was going to pull the trigger then, Alberto. Fullback got into the box. Here we go. Line it up. Go to the far post. Low and hard. We see a lot of that in the modern day football, where they're trying to pass in the opposition box instead of taking on the shot.
Frolov it was with a deflection away for the corner. Outswinger coming up from Peter. This is everybody, and then Lancho gets a shot in which goes over the top.
Just wouldn't come down for him, would it? Chip bounce here. He's under pressure from the Spartak defender.
Rabadanov. Still, they can't get Mutaliev in the game at the moment. I think Real Madrid possibly learned their lesson from the first match. That's probably what Carlos is playing forward. Here he goes again, Carlos. Third chance. Can he capitalise this time? Yes, he can. Lovely ball forward. Carlos kept his cool, having missed a couple of early chances. Rounds Borishkin, and Real Madrid lead by a goal to nil. It was a brilliant through ball. Timed his run perfectly.
Look at this ball. Absolute dissection. Well onside, by the way. Yeah, probably the right back for Spartak Moscow is playing him on. And then after that, he keeps a cool head. It makes it look easy. Deserved lead.
Scored the opening goal after 12 minutes when the sides met earlier on in the campaign. He scored here in the 14th minute to put his side in front. Manuel Fernandez, I'm sure, scratching his head as to why his side didn't perform perhaps this way against Suwon Samsung, where they were a little bit disappointing. Did make changes in that game.
Yeah, bit by bit in that game when they were struggling, kept on bringing like the first choice players back onto the pitch. Eventually the pressure told they got that equalising goal, didn't they?
We saw the same with Spartak again, the game against Altenorda the other day. They left all the big guns on the bench, and it was the introduction of Golятov in the second half that got them a couple of goals. Kожedubs, Mutaliev, all coming on. Frolov's header. Here is Mutaliev.
Strength.
Golятov. Kожedubs. Frolov. Gенчу. Challenged by Peter. She's done well to win it back. Mutaliev taking on Lorenzo. Just lost his footing. Romero. I just wonder why they've made that. That's why possibly they've made that change at fullback today, bringing Lorenzo in. It was Carlos that played at right back in the earlier match and was given a torrid time by Mutaliev, particularly in the second half. Whereas they've got Lorenzo in today, he's got a little bit more pace about him.
I like the body shape of Lorenzo, and then he got low to the ground, bent his knees, trying to anticipate where Mutaliev was going to go. Good defending. Now he's getting forward on that right-hand side.
Foul on Romero. No points for guessing who that man supports. Not sure about the mask, but fan banners again. Peter's free kick. Away by Толстопятов. Again, same player gets the deflection to send it for a corner. Good pressure this from Real Madrid. Clearly the coach has said, right, go out there, take the game to the Russians and let's finish in 5th place.
They certainly have, and they're on top. Well on top at the moment. They've got the goal already. They're still looking to get that second goal, pushing forward at every given opportunity.
Peter took that heady whack to the head in the Suwon Samsung game, hence the rather large bandage that he's been wearing for the last 2 matches. Good header in from Rafa, and it's gone for another corner. It might have been the Kashiwa game, actually, where he had a head injury. Good header from Rafa. Yep, came off Толстопятов. Well spotted by the referee. Stéphanie Frappart is the referee from France, refereeing in her home country, of course, when the Women's World Cup comes around. Great header! Oh, just wide. It looked for all the world as if that was going to drop in then. We were right behind it. It just seemed to swerve away at the last minute from Carlos, who nearly got his second goal of the game.
A great leap in the near post. Gets above everybody else. More or less a free header, and he just couldn't guide it onto the target. This is all about Real Madrid, this game, so far.
Spartak have nearly given the ball away again in a dangerous position.
Can't get going, can they? Spartak Moscow at the moment. Real Madrid dominating, creating chances. Just got to stick in there, Spartak Moscow.
Victor. Adrian. Rafa. Alberto.
Love it. What a ball. Ping those over to the far side by Adrian.
Lancho. Peter.
Looking sharp, Real Madrid tonight. Really are.
Yeah, good passing. Rafa. Alberto. Carlos. Stopped by Hromin. Golятов tried to guide that one off to Mutaliev. Well read again by Lorenzo. Adrian. This ball threaded through to Lancho.
Knocking on the door constantly, aren't they, Real Madrid at the moment? Testing this defence of Spartak Moscow. They have been very busy in this opening 20 minutes.
They just can't get the ball away at the moment. Victor's coming right back at them. Lorenzo. Challenged by Mutaliev. Mario. Rafa. Carlos. Lancho. Now Alberto. 3 black shirts in the centre for Real Madrid.
Spartak can get out of this and get up the pitch. A little bit of a breather. They've been under constant pressure.
Hromin's attempted clearance went out of play, so they will keep the pressure on in the final third, Madrid. Lancho's long throw. Moving towards Alberto. Golятов. Just beaten in the air by Adrian. Lancho was the man getting back quickest. Lorenzo all the way back to Marcos in goal. And well, Fernandez was here last year, of course. It's his second season as the head coach. 14 wins out of 16 in the Spanish Youth League. They'll return to normal matches after this. Hopefully better for the experience.
Brilliant play again by Peter.
Lancho, nice little reverse ball back to Peter. Trying to thread it through again for Carlos.
It's his favourite pass, the reverse pass.
Lorenzo. Peter, good running again. Great ball in towards Lancho, well taken by Borishkin.
Not a bad delivery from Peter on his weaker right foot then. Here's Mutaliev, let's see what he can do.
First chance to really run at the Real Madrid defence with the ball at his feet. They've triple teamed him over there.
It's 5 of them.
Victor
5-a-side team took him out.
Victor eventually got the ball away. Golятов. Hromin. Kojedub on the overlap. Толстопятов, Frolov, Gенчу, Stepаненко, Kojedub, Hromin. Better from Spartak, but you see how many players Real Madrid have got back behind the ball. Very Kashiwa race all like with those two banks of four. Here's Gенchou.
It's a real phase of play for Spartak Moscow going forward, though. That's better. He's the further up the pitch now.
They do some damage, I wonder. Frolov.
Keep it moving, pass it quick.
Grigoriev.
Lovely
ball, good movement. Golятов! Oh, he squeezed it past the goalkeeper. And with their first shot on target, Spartak have levelled things up. And it's the competition's leading scorer who moves on to 6 now. It's Golятов who levels it up with a fine finish. But Marcos will feel he should have done better. And finally, Spartak have found a way through. It's 1-1.
What a move by Spartak Moscow, side to side 3 or 4 times before that penetrating pass through to Golятov. And the tournament's top goal scorer hits the target. That's all he can do. Maybe there's questions to be asked of the Real Madrid keeper, but he does the right thing. He goes to the far post, keeps it low. The pace was too much for Marcos in goal. But that's ball there, slips in by Grigoriev. Wonderful vision, great weight on the pass. That's a great equalising goal, and it's come from nowhere, hasn't it? Not been in the game at all, have they? Spartak Moscow, first phase of play, they get a goal.
All that pressure from Real Madrid. Carlos could have had a hat-trick. As it is, he's only got the one. That's been cancelled out by Golятov. So we do. Back to all square. Put in by Rabadanov. Peter. Romero. And Victor. Just too far ahead of Alberto.
There's the pass forward there by Grigoriev. Wonderful vision, wonderful pass appreciation. Maybe the keeper can... I mean, that's a good thing about the strike there from Golятov. Keeps it low and it's around the keeper's legs where they can't really move that quick. No time to react there, the Real Madrid keeper.
That was Golятov again playing the ball crossfield, almost gave it away to Peter, but Stepanenko was there to win it back for Spartak. Grigoriev.
Yeah, here he is again.
Golятov. Kojedub. Good block by Alberto.
And
Carlos.
that time when Spartak got forward, they put white shirts forward as well. They were all getting into the Real Madrid box end, so that's given them a lift, that goal.
Hromin. Rabadanov on the chase. Rafa back to his goalkeeper. Clearance away, but a good header by Stepanenko. It's Grigoriev. Foul in the back of Carlos by Rabadanov. Free kick to Real Madrid.
Grigoriev there, just in midfield, just pulling away and then goes to the ground as well.
This is Real Madrid's 33rd game in the Kass International Cup. 17 wins from their previous 32. The 8 defeats coming into this. It's gone into double figures now, but Spire International beat them 4 times. They also lost out to Fluminense, Sao Paulo, River Plate, the South Americans, as well as Kashiwa, who've beaten them twice at the quarter-final stage.
Yeah, Kashiwa have taken over that mantle from Spire International, haven't they? Real Madrid just come up against these sides and can't seem to overcome them, can they?
Lancho, Lorenzo. Solid challenge by Gенчу. He's claiming he won the ball, but he's brought down Lancho on the edge of the box, and it's a free kick to Real Madrid and a yellow card for the Spartak fullback. Won the ball?
Yes, he did, yeah. But
that's not a yellow card, is it?
I think the referee saw the last instance there, the 2 feet coming out, but no, he won the ball cleanly with 1 foot. It's just a follow through. Great tackle.
They'll be disappointed if this comes to anything. Spartak having got themselves back into the game. It's Peter standing over the free kick. 2 in the wall. Good delivery. Lancho's header, though. A scream of frustration from the Real Madrid captain. Just trying to help it on its way, but got too much on it. Frolov was right behind him. Reminder, Altenordu beat Etoile Sportive du Sahel earlier on 3-0 to finish in 7th place. It was a good performance by the Turkish side. Destan and Kabrasi with a couple of goals.
It was, because it was a good start for Etoile and they had a couple of chances, but kept in the game. Altenordu.
Destan's one to keep an eye on, I think, isn't he? Predatory goal scorer.
He is. He had I mean, how many goals has he got in this tournament? Was it 4?
Well, at the time he scored, he'd scored all 4 of Altenordu's goals.
Oh,
great run from Gregoriev.
Yeah.
That's a penalty. Brilliantly done by the number 18, weaving away into the penalty area, brought down by Rafa. And Stephanie Frappart points to the spot, so a chance for Spartak, who went behind to take the lead.
Just turns the defender there. Oh.
Was he going down?
Not think the defender does much wrong there, does he? He just goes into him. They've got an art of going from themselves into the opposition now. And obviously, the defender can't help but fall down, can he? Once he's thrown himself into him. It was great build-up play there by Grigoriev, but what's he on for now, by the way? 7 goals.
This is Golятov from the penalty spot. Against Marcos. Competition's top scorer.
Oh.
Rolls the penalty in. Very coolly done indeed to make it 2-1 to Spartak. And Golятov moves on to 7 goals in this tournament. And he's going to take some catching now. Good penalty.
Very cool, sends the keeper the wrong way. Oh, he goes down the centre more or less. He's always looking at the goalkeeper then as he steps up to the ball. Look, his eyes are on the goalkeeper. That was a wonderful penalty there from the skipper. I mean, that penalty was given, that didn't go to VAR.
Well, now they are looking. So every incident they're looking. They just don't have to make an intervention if they don't feel that it's needed. So they obviously didn't on that occasion. So a goal ruled out for offside in the first match, which would have given Destan his 5th goal of the tournament.
Yeah, that was a shame. I thought it was inconclusive. Rod in the studio was trying to get the lines onto the pitch.
Apparently the VAR guys do have the line on their system, so they would have seen the line, and that is the benefit for them giving that decision. So
it's just the way it came onto the obviously wasn't getting the same feed then.
The problem is without the line, when you're looking at an angle, it's very, very difficult. You tend to go by the lines on the pitch, which is not necessarily obviously accurate. So, but yeah, I think all in all, VAR's got more right than it's got wrong. I just think sometimes the referees, perhaps, if they're advised to have a look, they don't have to change their decision. I think sometimes they can just say, well, I'm going to stick with my original decision. For example, the sending off of Kader against Rangers, when he had a little kick out, the referee spotted it and gave the yellow card, but VAR said, have another look, and she changed it to a red card. But it wasn't in my opinion. It was a yellow card. It was They were 6-7
I remember
down.
it, yeah.
It's common sense to say, look, I know you're frustrated, yellow card, don't do it again. But
was it in the last minute?
It was, yeah, it was pretty close to the end of the game, wasn't it? But I think the referees are so worried about being marked down by assessors that they have to apply the letter of the law, which I suppose, without playing devil's advocate, you know, we would expect them to do. Here comes Golятов again onto Mutaliev.
He's done it,
he's taken that brilliantly. Marcos just hesitated, gets to the ball just in time.
Well done, Marcos, because Mutaliev was in then. Well, Marcos read the situation, helps out his defence then. All of a sudden, the goal from Golятov, the first goal on the 24th minute, has lifted Spartak Moscow. It's them that are coming forward now.
Lancho, Lorenzo. Peter tries to play that reverse pass once again, but he was into a white Russian wall. Grigoriev, the man who won the penalty. Kожедуб, lovely ball to Mutaliev. Knew exactly where Mutaliev was. Good challenge by Victor.
I'll tell you what, the challenge is as good as the pass. He's injured there. He's gone down there, he's in pain there, Mutaliev.
Just holding that back of his nail. He's back on his feet now, so play should continue. Alberto.
It was the first time pass from this man here, Kожедуб, over to the far side, but what a recovery tackle that was from Victor.
Just needed a slightly better touch maybe from Mutaliev and it'd have been away, but it was a good solid challenge. Had to get it right, Victor. Adrian. Alberto. Rafa. Overhit by Victor. Well, Manuel Fernandez saw his side go in front thanks to Carlos's goal, but his opposite number, Bashkovic Vyacheslav, has seen his side turn things around. 2 goals from Golятov, 1 from the penalty spot.
It's amazing how the game has changed. They were really well in control, weren't they, Real Madrid, and they had that goal. They were creating other chances as well, and now they're suffering, aren't they? Spartak Moscow well on top now.
Lancho needs to be careful. He's got right in the referee's face and he'll get a yellow card for dissent. The Real Madrid captain. And the free kick went Spartak's way. Just seemed to be a coming together between the two. Still wagging his finger at the French referee. Second yellow card of the game. Gенchu was booked earlier on for Spartak.
Get away with that, Spartak Moscow. We've gone anywhere on the pitch.
Yeah.
That free kick, and he hit the man from about 5 yards away.
So I don't think he was 10 yards away from the ball.
No, he wasn't, was he?
Lucky you didn't get the...
Another yellow.
I was going to say, he could have got a second yellow for that. Madrid struggling to get the ball away after dominating in defence for the early minutes of the game. Ravadanov.
It really is a massive turnaround.
Stepanenko. Golятov on a hat-trick. Chipped over the top, hooked away by Alberto.
Spartak never had a kick till the 24th minute. They've scored a goal. They've dominated Real Madrid since then.
Well, their first shot on goal was the one that got them level with Golятov.
It's been them ever since.
Ravadanov just running into trouble, away by Adrian. Толстопятов's header. Frolov. Golятov. It's bundled over by Rafa. Another free kick. He's getting a bit frustrated at the moment, Real Madrid.
He's just a goal-scoring machine, isn't he? The captain for Spartak, the Golятов. There's Lancho there.
Right in the referee's face.
Yeah.
Kожedub. Great ball in.
Very good ball. Ooh, what a tackle that was.
Frolov straight into Lancho, has gone down holding his ankle. That was one of those. We saw one earlier on for Kader, and he's clearly in some pain here. They'll need to get the...
Just catches his, yeah, he just catches his shin on the way through there. It's Frolov. Good job he had his shin pads on.
Well, there's the free kick a minute ago. There's no way Lancho was 10 yards from the ball. The referee should have made them take the free kick again, even if she doesn't give the yellow card.
Was it a yellow card? Was it a sending off?
Well,
by the letter of the law, Mark.
By the letter of the law.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could have been a costly piece of dissent just before that.
I wouldn't give it though. Just say it though.
Common sense.
Well, first time anyone said that.
Well,
yes, debatable.
The players will come across and take on some water. Here's the challenge again. Oof, caught the shin. You saw the shin pad.
There we go. Just the follow through. I don't think he means it. He's going for the... Both players have got their eyes on the ball.
He's still in a lot of pain. We saw Kader for Etoile go off earlier. Similar. Just one of those block challenges which jarred the knee, and he carried on a little bit, but then we saw him taken away on a stretcher and taken off to hospital for some precautionary x-rays and checks, no doubt. There are some of the Roma players. Chiervo, you just saw with the long blonde hair. See, now they've got to the final, they're allowed to sit in the posh seats on this side of the stadium instead of sitting on the other side where the normal fans go.
Well, that's the benefits.
The joys of getting to the final.
Correct, yeah.
Interested to see if Rodri's still hugging the trophy at half-time.
He's still got it there. Don't worry about that. It's going nowhere. Staying in our studio, that. I think Lancho's going to be all right. That was more than... Look at that for the view, by the way. Look at that. It's wonderful, isn't it?
Yep, the torch just across the way.
Bigger than Blackpool Tower, that, Mark. You know that?
I do now. Thank you for that. I shall remember.
I can't help but compare it to Blackpool Tower.
Next time I go to Blackpool, I shall look and go.
I go to Blackpool.
The torch in Doha is bigger than that.
I want to go to Blackpool, which is once a year. I always think the torch is bigger than that.
Well, their illuminations are quite good as well, aren't they?
Slightly different.
Still got the trams going down the front with all the lights on.
Oh yes.
Blackpool.
I think Lancho's going to be okay here. You were talking about in the earlier game where the Etoile player jarred his knee. That was more of a contact.
Yeah.
You know, there was no blood on his shin, so I presume he'll be just bruising more than anything. It was a good job he had his shin pads on. Obviously, you've got to wear them nowadays. But
good ball over the top, Peter. Mario. Adrian.
Well done. They've won it in a very good area there. Spartak Moscow on the attack now.
Mutaliev. Trying to go through again, but he was outnumbered once again by two defenders. It was Romero getting back to help out Victor. Peter. Victor. Alberto. Lovely ball. Carlos is in behind once again. Trying to get the angle for the shot. Still going. Carlos has managed to find a way past Borishkin for his second goal of the game. And Real Madrid are back on level terms. But Spartak's defenders asking questions about how they've given Carlos so much time and room in the penalty area. But he's taken full advantage. His second goal of the match, third of the tournament. And we're back to 2-2.
Once again, Peter with that pass of his. Here we go. Look at his vision. Look at the pass. It's wonderful. And then you just think Kass has took too much time there, especially in that instance there. Still manages to get his shot off. Like I say, my second of the game, and Real Madrid back in this match now, but wonderful vision and pass from Peter from midfield.
What's impressed me as well is the move from Carlos, because he realised if he'd have gone straight away, he'd have been offside, but he just checked back, just held, and then moved, which meant there was no danger of a flag going up. Very clever movement by the Real Madrid number 2.
I mean, what you do now if you're Real Madrid or forward player or midfield, if you're breaking from midfielders, if you see Peter on the ball, you can make the run because you know he's going to find you. He's got so much talent in his passing ability. Make the run, he will find you.
Tremendous vision. Gенchou probably feels he might have got a tackle in on Carlos before he got the shot in. Grigoriev. Hit the shins of Hromin. It's a good cross. Mutaliev! Well, Spanish bench are claiming there should be a foul on Lorenzo. Play continues.
Well done, both players. 2 flying headers coming into the far post then.
The free kick does eventually go the way of Real Madrid. Lorenzo still claiming he was being pushed. Good challenge. There's the man who's got the 2 Spartak goals rather, Golятov.
It's a fair challenge that, they just don't make contact with the ball, and coach there for Real Madrid, not seeing a foul, not for me.
Lancho. Alberto. Final minute of the first half. Been a good first half as well. Lovely ball threaded through. Adrian is forced out wide. No problems that time for Borishkin.
At the moment, the only way Real Madrid are going to get through, or they have been getting through, and they will continue to get through that Spartak Moscow defence, is with that slide ball inside the defenders, and it's really cutting them open at times. Lancho hobbling about now, he's struggling with that injury he received a couple of minutes ago. Might be okay to carry on, but he's limping all over the pitch now.
'85 goals now in 24 matches. Pretty healthy average.
Do we know what the record is?
I will do tomorrow.
Have we ever got over 100? Do you know? No, offhand, no.
Just a minute to be added at the end of the first half. There might have been a little bit more for the injury to Lancho, but just the additional minute. Here's Adrian. Peter. Rafa. Knew exactly where Alberto was. Mario tried the little flick. Carlos. Victor.
Be careful, watch out. Oh!
Lovely little sidestep from Peter. Oh, he's still going. Oh. Thought he was going to go all the way there. Толстопятов with the challenge, but that little drop of the shoulder from Peter. Great movement once again.
Well, you expected him to do the pass, what he's become famous for in this tournament.
There goes the half-time whistle. Here it is again. Lovely little drag back through Gentry, but not Толстопятов, who was the immovable object at the back for Spartak Moscow. But a great first half.